about 10 cards for the Earthbound Servant.
Alright, cool. Also, we're live, by the way. Just letting you know. So, we're looking at 10 total cards between monsters, spells, traps, whatever they're going to be, because we don't know.
Yeah.
Which, if I had to take a guess, it's probably going to be like 6 monsters, 2 spells, 2 traps, or like 3 spells, 1 trap.
I'm guessing there would be at least 1 or 2 extra deck monsters.
Yeah, I was just counting monsters as like a blanket term.
Yeah. The circuit monsters could be extra deck that can contact fuse.
Also, what's up, chat? How you guys doing? We're just talking about some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff that got announced like today/yesterday. I don't know when it was. Yeah, I'm really hoping it has like basic synergy with Gravekeepers in some form. That way you can play both. Because, like, how are you going to have Gravekeepers as a separate archetype from something that looks like it's Anubis?
Well, there's that one monster at the bottom corner that looks like a Gravekeeper monster.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Odeon himself.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't surprise me if it was Odeon, because, like, there is a card that has Ishizu on it.
Yeah. There's a card that represents Merrick and cards that represent Bakura.
I think Gravekeeper Spiritualist, the fusion monster, is supposed to be Merrick.
It's either Merrick or Bakura. But
it would make sense if it was Merrick, because Bakura wasn't a Gravekeeper.
No, but
Thief King Bakura.
Yeah, that's the one I'm referring to, Thief King. But from what I can tell, the potential, like, Gravekeeper, Servant of Anubis, or whatever, Temple of Anubis, Goblet of Circuit, whatever it was called, Anubis, Deity of the Gravekeepers, Howl of Anubis, 2 Circuit monsters, and a Apophis monster, or Apophis card as well.
I'm wondering... See, here's the weird thing, right? Yo, what's up, Michaela? If they title it Anubis in any way, and, like, I could be just dumb and forgetting other cards that exist, that would suggest that there's more than 3 Egyptian god cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because, like, even though Anubis wouldn't be an Egyptian god card in the sense of we know it, it's still an Egyptian god. Like, Slifer is supposed to be Osiris. Ra is Ra. I don't know what Obelisk is actually supposed to be, but it's something. But then, at that point, would this new Anubis card technically be an Egyptian god card?
That, I don't know.
It opens itself up to this weird little debate, you know? Like, I mean, it's not an Egyptian god card in the sense of, like, what we know as Yu-Gi-Oh fans. The Egyptian god cards are the 3.
Also, there's only 3 cards with Anubis in the name. The End of Anubis, the level 8 Dark Fiend. When this card is face upon the field, all effects of spell trap and monster cards that target cards in the grave or that activate in the grave are negated. Then 2 trap cards.
Judgment of Anubis.
Yes, Judgment, Counter Trap.
And Curse.
When your opponent activates a spell card that would destroy a spell trap on the field, discard 1 card, negate the activation, and destroy it. Then destroy 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. And if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that destroyed monster's attack on the field. And Curse of Anubis, change all effect monsters on the field to defense. Until the end of this turn, the original defense of those monsters becomes 0. Also, their battle positions cannot be changed.
That's kind of crazy in Gears, now that I think about it, because Chaos Giant's not affected, everything goes to defense, their defense is 0. That's kind of crazy. What kind of trap is that? You said it's a normal trap?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, if only I could set cards. Imagine me setting that thing off Scylla Hat Rabbit, activating it.
Scylla Hat only sets, get you traps that summon themselves as effect monsters, I believe.
Oh, yeah, that's why, you can summon,
get Azarin.
No, not that thing. Swamp Mirror. That one I was
Yeah.
talking about. Because it becomes a monster. Yeah, okay. That makes it less crazy, but just imagine, you know? Yo, what's up, Ash?
Temple of the King. You can activate one trap card the turn was set. You can send one mystical beast of circuit in your monster zone and this card you control to the grave. Special summon one monster from your hand or deck, or one fusion monster from your extra deck.
Okay.
Oh.
See, I'm just so fixated on this Anubis looking dude.
So I wonder if. Let me read Circuit real quick.
I mean, while you're reading that, I'm imagining the Anubis guy on that pack is probably... I mean, it's a card we don't know. I've never seen that thing before. But it's probably going to be a main deck, like, level 10 or something. I mean, it could be an extra deck card, for all we know. I feel like it'd be a main deck card. Like, you know, Beer Girl.
Well, Temple of the Kings, you can send one mystical beast of circuit in your monster zone, and this card you control to the grave. Special summon one monster from your hand or deck, or one fusion monster from your extra deck. So, I'm wondering if that Anubis monster is a fusion.
I feel like, based off previous card design, the Anubis-looking guy is going to be a main deck. And then those other circuits we saw are fusion monsters.
I'd be fine with it either way.
Yeah, I mean, me too. Like, I'm still going to play the thing. But, like, based off previous card designs, I feel like that's what would happen. Because, like, it can be hard to have other main deck circuit monsters that are bigger than circuit. I mean, obviously it's possible, but, like... I feel like
what type circuit is.
It would get the Gate Guardian treatment, I assume.
Yeah.
What type?
Yeah.
I want to say Fiend, but I feel like I'm wrong.
Fairy.
It's a fairy?
Earth Fairy.
How? It's a giant demonic scorpion.
I was figuring rock. For some reason, I thought it was a rock type.
I would say Rock, Beast, or Fiend. It would have to be one of the three. Fairy? That's so weird.
25 attack, 2000 defense, level 6. If you do not control Temple of the Kings, destroy this card. Banish any monster destroyed by battle with this card. If this card destroys an opponent, destroys a monster by battle, it gains 500 attack.
Actually, now that I think about it, it's not that crazy because the scrap archetype exists. You can't tell me all those things are not machines, yet somehow 99% of them aren't. So,
well,
I retract my statement.
It does line up with Ishizu as well. Because her stuff is Earth Fairies.
Yeah.
Ooh. Run the retrained Ishizu cards with this stuff.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see what it does. I'm hoping, like, the next couple days they show us.
I don't know. This is TCG exclusive stuff.
Are they TCG exclusives for sure? Because, like, I don't remember ever seeing those cards, so I believe it.
Yeah, because the past two May sets, the Gate Guardian stuff was TCG exclusive.
Right. And that was, like, the main focus of the set.
And then the Fighting Flame Swordsman stuff was TCG exclusive.
Right.
So this Odeon Anubis Circuit stuff is probably going to be TCG exclusive.
I'm just excited to build it. I have wanted to play Circuit for so long. It's just one of those decks I've never talked about because it's not a deck, you know? Like, what do you do with it? Yo, what's up, Panther? Want to say something funny? Sure, what's up? I mean, it's the same for me with the Masked Beast. I want to play the Masked Beast, but it's not a deck. You're just better playing Fiend Pile and throwing the Masked Beast in it. Which is why I was so fixated on Masked Chimera. Look up fake Hitmon lead plush. I'll have to do that after stream, fam. I can't do that during the stream. I'll try my best to remember. I hope they reveal it to us like soon.
If they reveal stuff for it, they probably won't do that until December or January.
I mean, I'm fine with that, but like, I'm impatient. I need to know now. Like, tomorrow.
The product description: Maze of the Master will be the latest booster set focusing on cards appearing in or inspired directly by the various Yu-Gi-Oh! Animated series.
Which makes
including
sense.
Because Animation Chronicles and the
Duels of Brilliance and the circuit stuff was a huge anime moment in Battle City.
Includes over 60 brand new cards, including new cards inspired by Odeon from the original series.
Right.
Demanded by his master to unleash the greatest treasures of the kings of Egypt. I know you'll be buying boxes, a box or two, if
One
not
box.
more, for just one.
Yeah, I always only buy one box of every product. That way I, like, pull the bulk of the set. That way when I go back for the archives, I only have, like, 15-ish cards to buy, if even that. Like, if it's an expensive card that I want to pull, and, like, I genuinely want to pull it, yeah, I'll buy multiple boxes, but I just haven't had anything that I want to pull, you know? Like, if Statue is a collector's rare, I might consider buying a couple, just to try and pull it. But we'll see.
Names of Millennia.
This is the third Maze set, right?
Yeah.
Because there's Maze of Millennia, Maze of Memories, Maze of Millennia.
What's the first one?
Now Maze of the Masters. I'm gonna be really happy if they keep doing these Maze sets. I really enjoy the Maze sets.
So, let's see.
I think Maze and Rarity Collection has probably been the best two deck builder sets that we've seen in a while.
So, Maze of Millennia, the last one, had collector's rares.
I'm doing good, Ash. Thank you for asking. How you doing?
Ultra rares.
Oh, I forgot. That worries me. Because, based off how Konami was talking a couple of posts ago, I was under the impression that Supreme Darkness would be the last set to have the 25th anniversary stamp on it, because the OCG gets that in December, and then we get it in January, but they'd keep it because it came out in this year. But now we see Maze of the Masters has that stamp, so, like, are we going to have a whole other year of 25th celebration?
I don't know, but Maze of Millennia just had
Yo,
rares.
welcome back,
rares.
Afnafin. I don't know how to say your name, I apologize. Sorry, CJ. I'm going to respond to people on the stream.
You good. But Millennia just had rares, supers, ultras, and collector's rares.
No shiny yet, man. Still trying. I got that shiny Poochyena, but I can't catch it. Yeah, so I assume this Maze set would follow suit, and the highest rarity in this set would be collectors.
Because Maze of Memories was the same way.
Yeah. I don't know why they would, like, break tradition, you know? Or not really tradition, but card design.
Yeah, because Millennia came out earlier this year. I think it was February this year.
I think all of them have come out in February.
I think so. Probably this weekend, I'm going to see if I can... I know I've got Temple of the Kings, because I bought a playset back when I was trying Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Because the whole, you can activate a trap the turn you set it.
I have a bunch of Gravekeeper stuff for helping Mikey sort through all his cards. I picked out a bunch of Gravekeeper cards and asked him if I could have them. He's like, yeah, I don't care.
I know I've got Necro Valleys.
I have the wrong Necro Valley. So I bought a Duelist League promo, because all the research I did said it came out before whatever set Necro Valley came out in. I think it was Pharaonic Guardian. Yeah, it was Pharaonic Guardian. And then I come to find out, no, it came out a month after Pharaonic Guardian, so I have to buy the Pharaonic Guardian print. Luckily, Necro Valley is nowhere near as expensive as it used to be.
Probably this weekend, I'll look to see if I can find any mythical beasts of circuits or embodiments of Apophis.
Necro Valley right now, from Pharaonic Guardian, first edition, near mint. Let's see, lowest TCG verified, $6. Can you look up on Google Mystical Beasts of Circuit, find the OCG database with the gray logo, whatever, and tell me what set it debuted in? Because I haven't passed it yet, and I'm hoping I didn't skip it somehow. At least I don't think I've passed it.
Structure Deck Merrick.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm not there yet. We're good.
As a ultra rare.
Xbox or PlayStation? I was always an Xbox guy because like that's what I got, you know. Like I grew up on the GameCube, but I got an Xbox when I was young. But I love PlayStation. Like I don't hate PlayStation because I loved Xbox, you know. I think both are great. Yo, what's up, Robbie?
It only has 3 printings.
That doesn't surprise me. It's not a very sought after card.
The Structure Deck Merrick as an ultra rare, Premium Gold Return of the Bling as a gold rare, and Duelist Pack Rivals of the Pharaoh as a common.
The Structure Deck and the Rivals of the Pharaoh doesn't surprise me, but the Return of the Bling, that was a set, and I'm surprised it was in there. Not much, man. Hope you're doing good. I'm chilling, bro. Just got home from work not too long ago.
So, Return of the Bling had 91 cards.
Yeah, it's just a big, like, reprint set.
Junk Giant, Absolute King Backcheck, Rose Lover, Rose Paladin, Ghost Charon, the Underworld Boatman, Blackwing Chris, the Crack of Dawn, Blackwing Fenaki, the Waxing Moon.
Yeah.
Peporo Separus.
I'm pretty sure the premium gold sets are some of the very few sets in the game that didn't have any new cards in them at all. Because, like, even some stuff like, what is it called? Dark Revelation and Dark Beginning. Some of those had, like, 2 new cards in them, and I had to, like, dig through them to find them.
Exodia's in it.
Yeah, it surprised me. Given them, like, gold rares, probably.
Yeah, I would assume so. It doesn't say.
Doesn't say, GR.
Like, no, I'm looking at it as like, showing the card picture.
Oh, yeah. If you go back to where it has all the sets, it'll tell you the rarity.
Traptrix, Atarax, Morelio, Betis, where's in it? The Volvo Chain.
Weren't Lavalvals, like, super overpowered at some point? I know they have that card that's banned. Chain actually might be the one that, yeah.
It is. Lavalval Chain, 2 level 4 monsters. Once per turn, detach material from this card to activate one of these effects. Send a card from deck to grave, choose one monster in your deck, and place it at the top of your deck.
Appreciate you, Robbie.
Rekindling. Oh, Temple of the Kings was in here too.
Really? That's funny. I mean, I guess, yeah, it kind of makes sense because Circuit's in there, so. Shiny runs, some tall guy. I'm just shiny hunting the starter. I'm gonna do like a shiny run because I'm gonna play the game with it and go hunt other shinies, but it's not like I'm doing a shiny only run like in particular. Like after I get this one, I'm gonna go shiny hunt Ralts on that route over to is it Heidelberg? It's been a while since I played this game. But anyways, the Ralts on the way to the next town.
A near mint first ed, Return of the Bling Circuit is only like 30 cents.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Can you look up when Starter Deck Merit came out? I'm assuming it's like 2013 or something.
2010.
2010. Okay, I'm in 2009, so yeah, that explains why I'm not there yet.
Let's see. In the deck, it was Skillgarth, Mystic Tomato, Visor Desk, the Legendary Fiend, Dark Geroid, Newdoria, Gravekeeper Spy, Gravekeeper's Curse, Guard, Spear Soldier, Chief.
Dude, honestly, whenever I look at the artwork for Starter Deck Merrick's box, it just screams fake to me. I don't know why. Like, every time I look at it, I think it's fake, but I know it's an actual product.
Lava Golem's in it.
That doesn't surprise me at all. I gotta go to bed. It's 12:09 right now. I gotta wake up at 5. That is a big oof, man. Go get you as much sleep as you can.
Necro Valley.
Dude,
Yami
Yami Merrick's voice is just a voice I can hear in my head just looking at the picture. Good old 4Kids dubbing.
The ultra rare from this deck for Circuit is technically cheaper.
How much is it?
17, 17, 19, 21, 28. Like, it is cheap for near mint first ed.
Dollars or cents?
Cents.
Oh, okay, yeah, we're cooking. Dude, basically every card I'm buying right now is around that price. So, like, you can see why I can get, like, 200, 300 something cards at a time. And why I have to keep buying these displays of Dragon Shield Whites. I'm spending more on the Dragon Shield Whites than I am the actual cards. That's the bad thing. I also gotta go. It's 1:11 for me, so good night. Alright, man. You have a good one. Wait. How's it later? I mean, I guess, yeah, you're up in Canada, so that does make sense. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, have a good night, man. Enjoy the future. The future is now, old man.
It's the embodiment of Apophis. Cybernetic Revolution sneak peek 8605?
Yeah, I have sneak peek. Dude, it's just, it was in a time where sneak peeks for sets were just random crap. Like, eventually they started making the sneak peeks have to do with the main focus of that set, but there were some sneak peeks that was like, oh hey, here's a random trap card that has nothing to do with anything that's archetypal. I went ahead and ordered another fusion and another synchro binder today.
Did you?
Yeah, because I only have 2 slots left in the fusion binder, which means that's the end of the fusion binder. And I've got like 2 pages left on the synchro binder. I'm just gonna slide a Yugi and a Kaiba token in those last 2 slots just to fill it up entirely. And call it a day. So I need a new fusion binder for crossover breakers. Jake says, still? Dude, you think this takes a short amount of time? This could take months. I've hunted shiny Aron and Emerald for years and have not got it. This is a long process, man.
Check your Facebook DMs.
That is criminal.
Is it wrong, though?
That is criminal.
Is it wrong, though?
Oh, wait. I got you. You're statistically over the amount. Dude, I'm under odds by 2,000. The odds are 1 in 8,192, so I'm still under odds. Jake says, tell CJ I'm about to strap on the dual disc and throw down a face down. Our odds 6K? No, they're 1 in 8,192. I'm under odds. Yo, what's up, Looms?
We'll see about that tomorrow.
One in 8,192. After Generation 5, they halved it. So it was 1 in 4,096. But there was also stuff like the Shiny Charm and other methods that reduce it. So like in Sword and Shield, you can get a Shiny in like 1 out of 203 or something. It's ridiculously easy. Like it takes like 30 minutes and you find your Shiny.
The sneak peek or sneak preview series 1 ultra rare Povises near mint's like $1.10.
I have it already. It's in my binder. That's an ultra rare.
Yeah.
All sneak peeks are ultra rares. Jake says I can't play at the shop. Why can't you play at the shop? Everyone gets mad? Everyone gets mad when Corey plays. You're fine. You're fine.
Who's been getting mad about you playing at the shop?
He said, well, valid. You're fine, Jake. Play to your heart's content.
I mean, Mikey's going to start coming back to the shop.
Mikey's going tomorrow with Jeremy and Kirk.
Yeah.
I'm there. They want me to run the event. Yeah, but Jake, do what you want to do. All right?
I mean, do you...
If you're going to the shop to have a good time, do what gives you a good time, you know?
I mean, do you work for the shop now?
Jake says I might be there just to waffle stomp Jeremy.
From what I'm hearing from Mikey, he puts up a fight now. A good fight.
He said, no habla inglés. Oh, you haven't seen my new sleeves, have you? He sides DD Dynamite. I don't want to hear it. No, he sides Banquet of Millions, not DD Dynamite. Have you seen my new sleeves yet, CJ?
No.
I'm gonna hold them up on the stream. I don't know if you can really see them, but like, I love this pink. It's kind of like a glittery thing on top.
Oh.
Not like glittery in the sense, but more of like it's got like a sparkle to it. I know you can't see it on the thing, but like
it looks like, from what I could tell through the camera, it looks nice.
Yeah, like, let me find Dark Golem. Hey, I found Dark Golem. Look how easy that was. It's almost like it's a super rare. It doesn't look bad.
It doesn't.
I've been telling all the guys at the shop, Ancient Gear's gone girly pop. Don't know what deck to play right now. Play either Ritual Beast or Gaia. Or Evil Life Twin Sprite. Ritual Beast kind of get cooked by the Molchamis. Yeah, you do have to summon a lot. And the new Dominus thing. Oh, Dominus Impulse. You can play Sky Striker. Got second place at YCS Niagara. I believe you could cook with it. Just negate can hawk summon and get beat. Dude, my entire locals has learned after months of me playing Ancient Gear, just negate Golem, and the whole deck falls apart because he is the one thing that holds everything together. He is the glue. That's why everything else searches Fortress, so you can't stop Golem.
Who's in Heroes Revenge?
Guess I can play Memento because they dropped Fiendsmith Engine. Yeah, that's true. Until CJ Retaliating sees your Memento Fusion.
Buzz, bitch.
Dude, there's people at my locals that play Memento, and I am waiting for the matchup just to drop Retaliating Sea. After this stream is over, I'm 100% playing EDO and actually messing around with Statue. Now that I know it's coming, I won't have a guilty conscience. That's Banish Boy, right? Yeah, whenever a spell card is activated that would special summon a monster, you summon Retaliating Sea to the field, and any card that goes to the graveyard is banished instead. It's just Macrocosmos on legs. So you activate it in chain to Hallowed Azamina, Memento Fusion, Branded Fusion, Sangan Kaiman,
Chimera Fusion.
Chimera, dude, it kills Chimera. They can't even get their Chimera Fusion back. It's a solid side deck tech. I'm running it for now until I find something I like better, but I've been enjoying it so far. You know, I was actually thinking about just taking it out and siding Macrocosmos, because I can just pop it whenever I want. Tanker can pop it, Catapult can pop it, Ballista can pop it. I mean, I have so many ways to get rid of Macrocosmos, it's funny. Like, I kind of feel like Shifter's better, just because Shifter doesn't die to a Cosmic Cyclone or a Lightning Storm. But if they make me go first, and they side to go second, and they see that I like to blow up my back row, are they really going to side in back row hate? Like, Fortress does something when it's destroyed. Gear Town does something when it's destroyed. Only thing I'm looking forward to is, like, Mace. Mace?
You mean Malice?
No, he's
Or
ready.
Mace.
He's ready to go into a regional event and Mace his opponent and be like, I don't know what happened. He just fell over, but he's unable to play, so I get the win, right? Malice, yeah. That's December, broski, brusherski, crossover breaker.
No, you should be looking forward to February, my friend. Because that's when the XYZ stuff comes out.
Oh, that's true. It's all in the Masters. Yeah. You get your XYZ monsters. Be able to summon Obelisk directly from the deck.
Or Slifer, if you want to be like that.
No, it has to be Obelisk because it has 4,000.
Oh, yeah.
Raw and Slifer don't have attack values. Or not any that are designated. Doesn't synergize with Ojamas. We've been over this, but you can still build it as the deck itself.
Yeah.
I mean, you enjoy the deck, don't you? Or do you only like it because it works with Ojamas? You've been looking at some stuff. I mean, if you say that you don't like it, unless it works with Ojamas, that's valid, because like every time I go to build Earth Machine instead of Ancient Gear, I start it, but like I just don't commit. So I mean, that's valid. I've been looking at some stuff using super heavy, but I need Scarecrow. You do like the Unions though. I mean, yeah, the Unions are cool, man. They're also nostalgic.
Oh, do you need the new Union pilot from Rage?
I don't, but I'm assuming you were asking Jake. He said, what's he do?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. I will have to look.
Good thing you're at a computer and can Google.
Yeah. Union Pilot, it's a level 4 or level 5 light machine, 21 attack, 1000 defense. Once per turn, you can either target one effect monster you control, equip this card to that target, or unequip this card and special summon it. If the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy this card instead. You can return this equipped card to the hand, equip one banished Union monster to an appropriate monster you control, as if it were equipped by that Union monster's effect, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand.
He said that sounds terrible. Slightly better at the end, but still. What call are you in? Private VC. You should be able to see it.
Yeah.
You've always been able to see it before, so be right there a bit. This man texted me earlier today. Said, you at work? I said, no, I don't go until 4:30. This was like at 11 a.m. And he was like, you want to jam a bit? And I'm like, I'm working on some IT right now, but I can hang out and call. He never even opened my message. Like, how you gonna ask me to hang out and then, like, not text me back about hanging out?
It's like Mikey the other day. I asked him Sunday if he still wanted me to come over to give him the stuff, and he never responded.
Mikey's just horrible at texting.
Oh, by the way, to buy near mint playsets of circuits, embodiment of Apophis, and to restock my Battle Wasps that I took out the binder, $26.12.
That's actually really good.
Guess what the most expensive card is from this?
I wouldn't even know where to start.
Sting the Poison. $3.76 a piece. Which I haven't even optimized the card
I
yet.
saw, dude.
Yeah, I asked you if you want to jam games, and you said no. I don't have time to hang out. I guess
No.
stuff.
I said I'm working on IT stuff right now, but I can hang out and call, and you never opened it.
Yeah, I know, because I wasn't trying to hang out and call. I was trying to jam games, brother.
That's fair. Loom says that's why I ignore people most of the time anymore when they ask to hang out. I'm either at work or with my lady anyways. I mean, that's fair. Adulting kind of sucks. I just want to play shiny cardboard all day long, but I got other stuff to do sometimes.
Amen.
I gotta mute the stream because it's just in the background.
That's what I do.
Matt, I'm about to donate $2,000. Get ready.
Dude, I was so pissed the other night because somebody donated 30 and they're like, all right, go for it. And I had the strength to do all 30, but once I went to do my 27th, my arm acted up and it started burning and like the muscle like locked up because of that surgery I had. And I literally just could not do the other 3 because my left arm kept failing.
Oh.
And I was pissed because like I was like, I can do this, I promise. I have the strength, but I didn't want to do the last 3 as one arm push-ups. Because I didn't have the strength to do 3 one-arms after doing 26 in a row.
Put our gameplay on the side like a Subway Surfer video.
Yeah. Dude, my short streams have been popping off lately. Like, every one I've done has got like 250 views or more. Like, last night's got 423. The one before that got almost 700.
TJ.
What?
Bring it.
Oh, you actually want to? Oh, okay. I'll play a quick match.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be quick.
I was about to say, he just said you were a quick match, Jake.
Oh no, it's gonna be quick. Where don't you worry, child. Boom, cha, boom, cha, boom. Playing the new idiots.
It's a camera. Give me
Doing the what now?
which
Okay.
ones?
The ones I do not like.
That doesn't really narrow it down, Jake.
Yes. What is it? Furos?
You have Fuelos?
No, I don't.
Oh.
Hey, well, technically I do until tomorrow. Then it's going to Michael.
Dude, I'm so sad because I bought one from somebody at my locals for
I
like
think it's a bait card. I think
bought
it's
it-
like Tactics when it came out, or Crossout when people are paying like $400 for a playset, and it's just not that good.
I bought one for a good price for what they're going
You're-
for right now.
you're
I got it for like
filling your
116,
deck.
and the bottom of it has this big crease in it that somehow none of us saw. And like I haven't damaged it. I haven't dropped the card. I haven't shuffled it aggressively. Nothing. It's just been in a sleeve, and it's got this big old crease in the bottom.
You're putting like 9 cards into your deck or your side deck that you're hoping to only draw going second and are dead cards outside of that. There's certain decks that obviously can play it. They have 1-card starters that are true 1-card starters, but there's not enough.
I mean, can't the same argument be made about Dimension Shifter or Nib?
Yes, if that is like the shifter can truly be dead, Nib can be live later. But I've always felt like those cards are kind of rough drawing them after the first turn or your opening hand.
I've
There's,
already had games where I drew into them and then discarded them for Golem because they weren't live.
Yeah. It
Bloom
is so
says,
cold here,
this
and I'm
cigar
so-
is coated in the THC diamonds and tastes like blueberries. Yay, 6.50 recreational. Well, I hope you have a good night.
Christ. Okay, we're passing out. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can remember this spreadsheet in my head. 2 6-sided good?
Yeah.
High?
Yes.
I rolled boxes. Do you
Roll
want me to
me,
roll
'cause
for you?
yeah, roll for me because I don't remember where I
You
kept.
rolled a 6. I will
Alright.
go first. Draw phase. Pifter.
Okay.
Stand by main.
Good. Good.
I'm gonna mute up real quick just while the game is going. Just somebody let me know when the game
You
is
tell
over.
it.
Alright guys, we back. Feeling pretty cool, crazy that's legal here. Like 3-minute walk from the house. Oh, that was just destined, bro. That was destined. Check some real quick. Okay. Munching on some chips here. Pretty much, yeah, bro. I'm running out of chips, fam. Ah. thought I had a water in my fridge, but I don't. So what you been up to today, Virgin? You just work today? My wrist. Those fryer baskets are just killing my wrist, bro. Work pretty much. Yes, sir. I felt that though, Sirski. Work today too. My schedules here pretty soon are going to start being 12s. I'm going to be working basically nothing but 12s. $12, yes sir. That's what all my shifts are going to be basically. Well, technically 11 and a half. No, technically 11 because of my 2 30-minute lunch breaks. So technically 11 hours, but same thing. I'll be there for 12 hours. Actually, now that I think about it, 12 and a half because we open at 10 and close at 10:30. Or we close at 9:30, 10 o'clock-ish, but our shift is scheduled till 10:30. So 12 and a half hours, 11 and a half if you count the 2 breaks. But just because we get out at 10:30 doesn't mean we leave at 10:30. There's other work to do. So I could actually be working like a 13-hour shift sometimes. Just depends. Not bad. You're working with food at the moment? Yeah, at the moment. Like, I'm also working on IT certification, so after the stream is over, I'm going to be doing nothing but, like, IT work till, like, 4 in the morning. Then pass out till, like, 11 or 12, because I don't work tomorrow. I've got nothing to do except go to the card shop. So I'm going to stay up as late as I can tonight working on stuff. Yeah, 19 bucks an hour, 13-hour shifts ain't bad. Ain't bad at all. Also, forgive me, chat. I gotta be monstered on these chips, alright? Worked all day. Kinda hungry. Didn't technically have dinner. I mean, I kinda did because, like, I had food while I was there, but not like a lot. Crazy, sometimes I'll do 12 hours or like 6, depends on the day. For the most part, I come in whenever I want. Yeah, for me, it's either going to be a 12 or a 6. Most of my shifts lately have been 6s. But I did a 12 like a week or 2 ago, and it wasn't bad at all. Since I work in food, the only part of the day that's actually bad is during the rushes. So from like 11:30 to 2, the lunch rush is kind of crazy. And then from like 6:30 to like 8, the dinner rush, depending on the night, can be bad. But all throughout the rest of the day, like, it's just slow. I vanished my phone charging, but I'm here now, bet. But yeah, since most of the day is pretty easy, what my day consists of, like if I'm there for a 12, I'll go in, open, make all the dishes that have to go on the hot bar, like ready for people when they come in, and then I immediately start prepping. So it'll be prepping veggies, prepping meat, stuff like that. Have it done for the day. And then the rest of it's just a cakewalk. You just make food as they need it. And then all you gotta do is make it to close and do all the closing work. Like, it's rough, you know, because you're there for half the day. But other than that, I mean, the time is really the only hard part. Like, I'm still somewhat new. So, like, I don't know how to do everything quickly as quickly as other employees that do the same job. So, like, I'm the least experienced, but that's not a bad thing, you know? It's just I haven't been there long enough. I haven't done it enough times. And sometimes I still struggle with the rush because it gets too quick, and I'm still learning everything. Like, I don't have it burned into my brain yet. So, yeah, some other cooks can be faster than I am, and that's totally fine. Like, I'll get there. But, it's not bad. Work with food too, about the same stuff, but I make a lot the next day stuff, unless I'm thrown elsewhere when you get there. Yeah. Let's see, when do I work next? That's a good question. I'm asking myself that. I know you didn't ask, but... I work Saturday. Oh, and I open. Let's go. I love opening, bro. Closing shifts are the worst, in my opinion. I would rather either open or just do a 12. I hate going in just to close. Yo, what's up, Ty? What it do, bro, Sirski? Ty Ty knows how it is. He done food before. He know what I'm talking about. Although I don't know, Ty. Maybe you're the opposite. It's busy. I could be on the front lines to speak, but yeah, I'm with you on that. Oh, Ty, I was just saying, since I work with food right now, I would much rather do the opening shift and get off in the middle of the day, or do a 12 and work all day, than just go in to close. I hate going in and closing, getting off at midnight and coming home after I lay around all day and get tired. I would rather just be there all day or go and open and come home and take a nap. But maybe you're different. I don't know. Ty and I actually met each other through food because working at this assisted living facility. Might as well work the whole 12 for sure, at least. I know it's my mess I'm cleaning up. Yeah, like, I would rather be there all day and create the mess than clean up someone else's mess because they're like, oh, I get to leave at 4:30, so it's whoever else's problem. Like, I've gotten there to close, and people just haven't done their job. Like, there's been no rice in the warmer, so I have to make rice while making food. Or, if I'm cooking, like, they just leave when there's, like, 5 pans of food that need to be made. Like, I leave, or I'm coming in and they're leaving, they're like, oh, by the way, this is, waiting, this is waiting, this is waiting. I'm like, and you didn't make it? I mean, I know, like, it hits 4:30. It's their time to go. I'm there. I gotta make... I get it, but, like... Just a lot to throw on someone. Rolling back. Welcome back, Ash. We're gonna see how long I stay awake tonight, chat. I did have a Baja Blast, so I have some caffeine in me. Not a lot, but some. So we'll see what happens. That's a big cookie. Yes, sir. So what you been up to today, Ty? How goes it? Work, now editing. Bet. I get it. After my stream, I'll be working on my IT courses. And I worked all day today. Yo, Ash, I appreciate you gifting that membership. You did not have to. Oh, it was to Leslie. I haven't seen Leslie in a while. Hope Leslie's doing well. You did not have to do that, dude, but I appreciate it so, so much. You are the bomb. What you editing, Ty? Are you editing that new game that's like Better Among Us? Or some other things? Sparking Zero. Oh, you and DeMarcus? Solo, okay. Glad I closed my eyes on that. Ty, you know what game I've been thinking about playing again? I forget exactly what it's called. I think it was Spell... Is it Spellground? Spell something. That one where, like, everyone's a wizard. And it's like a giant battle royale thing. You, me, and Shadow and some other people used to play it back in the day. I've been thinking about playing it again. Spellbreak, that's it, yeah. I've been thinking about playing that. Bro almost got killed by a bag of chips. We don't talk about that. Alright, you saw nothing. Looking at my previous live stream, it was a fun game. It was so good. It just had like a weird feel to it. Like it was different than every other game I played. That's crazy. You and I were thinking about that game at like the same time, basically. Like one stream apart. I'd probably be horrible at it right now because I haven't played it since the last time we played, but thinking about it. I've been big sexy turtle. I've been, man, just worked all day today. Now looking for this freaking Geico gecko. My hand is killing me because of the fryers. Just that motion of picking up the fryer basket and dumping it over and over. My wrist is just dead, bro. I should really be wearing this brace, but like, no. Oh, Ty. Your Tachyon stuff is coming out in February. It was confirmed today. Yeah, you hear my complaint about my wrist food work, bro. It's just food work. Like, I'm complaining about it, but it's an everyday thing. Yes, sir. It's gonna be Tachyon stuff. My new Ancient Gear card is gonna be in it. There's gonna be some TCG exclusives that the guy from Anime Odeon used. So that's gonna be really cool. I'm really excited about that, actually. There's some new XYZ stuff, as in like X Head, Cannon, Y Dragon Head, and Z Metal Tank. There's some new stuff for that. It's gonna be a really cool set. It's gonna be a really cool set. So you ever want to build the actual deck in person, February will be the time to do it. I don't see those cards being very expensive. Sounds lit. Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy set. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm mainly excited for me because I get the new Ancient Gear card, but like I'm excited for the set because it's a cool set. And I really want to look at this Odeon stuff because it's Egyptian in nature. Like when you look at the pictures, like there's one that looks like this giant Anubis thing. It looks sick. But like I definitely want to build that deck too. Depending on what it does, because I have no idea what those cards do. Be right back. Alright, take your time, bro, Sersky. Take your time, take your time. I scratched my ankle and that hurt like no tomorrow. I don't know, I'm kind of tempted instead of staying up tonight to work on IT. I might just get up early tomorrow. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that caffeine did anything for me. I'm still just as tired. What do we do, chat? Do we go to 7,500? I think that's what we do. I had coffee today, didn't do anything. Dude, coffee literally does nothing for me anymore. It's just part of my morning routine, and if I don't have it, I get a headache. Like, that's all it is. Like, I need the caffeine in my system, but it doesn't do anything for me. I wanted to really try that Death Wish coffee. Just checking on the boys in the Discord. I don't drink it often, but I like coffee, dude. I love coffee. I love it. I need my bean water, bro. I got a pot in the kitchen that just makes coffee every day at 8 a.m. It's nice. One of the simple pleasures in life for me. Wasn't hungry much either, right? Much anything today, come to think of it, though I have days I'll eat all throughout the day. Yeah, I mean, for me, right, like tomorrow, I'll go ahead and lay out my day, like, of eating tomorrow. I'll have a bowl of oatmeal at some point, probably around, like, noon. I don't really eat breakfast that much. Maybe like 10, 11 a.m. at the earliest, but let's say 11 to be safe, right? Like, I'll have a bowl of oatmeal, 11. I might have lunch, like a late lunch at like 2 or 3. My schedule for eating is nowhere in the capacity of like where everyone else's is. Like, lunch is at noon for everyone, right? No, I'm at 3. I do my own thing. So, like, I might have lunch later, but there's also a good chance I won't. And then just get, like, a pizza or get Chick-fil-A at, like, 5:45 or something. Because when I go out to the card shop, there's a Little Caesars and a Chick-fil-A, like, in the parking lot, like, in the little plaza that it's in. So if I get hungry, I can go get it. Which more than likely is what'll end up happening. I'll probably, like, get Chick-fil-A or something. But I'll probably only eat twice for the day, is what I'm saying. More of a brunch and beyond type of guy, but I graze. Yeah, I just don't eat a lot. Like, I know the stereotypical meal system is 3 meals a day, right? Not for me. It's either like 2 or 4. I'm up early enough and I'm hungry, I'll eat throughout the day, which is fair, you know? I just don't like restricting myself to a set plan for it. Like, I just like to eat when I'm hungry. That's it. If I'm hungry enough to have an entire meal, I'll do it. But if I'm not, and I'm just hungry enough to snack, I may have a snack, like how I was just having chips. But that's because I'm hungry and I just don't want to get up and make food. Or, like, I'll just wait till I'm actually hungry enough to, like, get everything. If that makes sense. I don't eat in a gluttonous way. It's just I eat when I'm actually hungry. That's what I'm trying to say. Check on the boys real quick. Yeah, they're still playing. I plan a buffet run. There for 2 hours alone with headphones. Or my lady or company. I purposely don't eat for a day if I plan a buffet feast. Dude, literally, whenever Thanksgiving comes around, I won't eat breakfast or lunch. I wait till Thanksgiving dinner, and that's my only meal for the day. Because I want to eat as much food as I can. I know that sounds gluttonous, but I'm literally skipping every other meal of the day for that one meal. Yeah, I just don't like feeling like a glutton. I really don't. Leslie! It's good to see you, my friend. How are you? You got gifted a membership. Ash was out here throwing some money. How are you? It's been forever. Hi, welcome back, Ty. 7 a.m. breakfast and work, which is totally fair. I mean, that makes sense. I just don't have to be at work till 10 a.m. whenever I'm opening. We're working at 12. So, like, for me, the earliest you will ever catch me eating breakfast is, like, 8:45. And that's, like, early. For me, at least. I know, like, some people get up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. But, for me, that's early, because I don't have to be at work till 10. So, on a day I'm off, like tomorrow, or today, technically, I'll probably eat breakfast around, like, 11. 73.98, it's crazy. Oh, Leslie, no, you should see my Aron hunt. It is paused at the moment, but I'm at, like, triple odds. I'm over, like, 24,000. I found nothing. It's pain. Bry! My best friendo. The Bay breakfast sounds good, but it's 1 a.m. at the moment. It is 1 a.m. at the moment. It's 1:03. My brother. My best friend. I want to rewatch that anime. Do I still play guitar in the musical turtle? Well, I graduated with my bachelor's last May. Not May of 2024, but May of 2023. So I'm not in school anymore. But of course, I still play guitar. Guitar is like my all-day, every day, you know? JJK Season 2 caused me so much trauma. Dude. Tom! Time flies, it really do. I've been streaming for like almost 6 years now. It's crazy. I started in Actually, wait. Ty, when did we start streaming? Was it 2019? It was earlier than 2019, right? It was 2019? Okay, so yeah, almost 6 years. We started like the same time, so I know like one of us knew. So long ago, facts. Boomer. I'm a boomer, bro. A boomer. Early 2019, late 2018, really, yeah. But no one really knew who we were for the first couple of months either. Like, until we got our first couple hundred subscribers. 2019 was when I met you, so this makes sense. That is fair. Before my 30s and you were all little babies. Who are you? Still don't know? I don't know either. I'm trying to figure that out. Yeah, I had like the short hair. I can never go back. Your sister joined, I believe it was Pokemon Let's Go. Dude, that was in this room, too. Yeah, that was like... God, that was a while ago. It was sexy hair, but it was short, man. Not like that short. It was like that short. Yeah, about that much. I didn't have any police haircut. I didn't have hair like barely off the top of my head. It was sexy. Thanks. But I love the luscious locks, bro. I love all the hair. Even though it's tangled at the moment. There we go. How are you these days? I mean, I'm good. College fell through for me. Like, I had a job lined up. And just nothing came of it. Couldn't get a job in my field because, like, there was a bunch hiring, but, like, none paying enough to actually take. So, like, I had to pass up everything. Had bills to pay, so I worked at Aldi. Will never go back. Aldi is literally hell on earth, and I refuse to ever take part of it. I'll still shop there because they have good prices, but I will never work there ever again, nor will I tell someone to. It's a trap. Don't do it. Then I did get something in my field. I was a interim music teacher at elementary school, but when it came time to rehire, they picked some guy that had like 11 years experience, which understandable. I'm not mad about that. They gotta do what's best for the kids, which they did do because I had no experience and I didn't really know what I was doing. I just knew what I was teaching. So like, I get it. It's still frustrating though. And here I am working at Panda Express. So I make Chinese food with my music degree. But other than that, I'm good. I'm paying off my loans that I took for college for the degree I'm not using. But I'm making good progress on that. So, I mean, I'm doing the best I can, you know? What really sucks about this, and, like, I'm not afraid to admit it, I live at home with my parents. And the reason is, I moved out, went to college, met people like Jake here, one of my best friends, and some other really good friends of mine. Then I got the internship here in my hometown. So I moved back home. My family was like, yo, live with us. You don't have to pay rent, work on your school stuff, get your job, save some money, move back out. I'm like, yo, that sounds dope. I'll do that. And then the place I interned at ghosted me after I graduated. Couldn't get a hold of them. Tried, called multiple employees, called the boss. Nobody would talk to me. So I was stuck, living at home, no job, no direction. And then, to make it worse, like, not long after that, I was like, okay, I'll call up my advisor from college, because he knows a lot of people. He's got some connections. We'll get some stuff going. The man died. So, like, you know, rest in peace, and that sucks for his family. Like, I wish the best for all of them, because he was a great guy. But, like, myself and my colleagues as well had no one to fall back on. And it's weird, because, like, the program was like priding itself on the fact that everyone who's gone there in the last 20 something years all got jobs. No one went, you know, without jobs. And my class is the first one to do it. FM for dying inconvenience. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying, for my situation specifically, it sucked. My situation does not matter when it comes to that, you know. Like, death is much more important, you know. I'm not saying that out of selfishness. Cannot speak. That's not what you're saying, it's what I'm saying in your stead. Oh, I got you. But yeah, no. My graduating class, me and the 3 other guys, we're the first graduating class in that program to not get jobs. And, like, we don't know what to do, because we're, like, fresh out of college, you know? But, because of that, I had no idea what to do. I had no one to turn to. I, started searching in the ways I knew how to, which is very limited, because, you know, I don't. Found a bunch of cool jobs. None that would hire me because I had no experience, because, you know, stereotypical thing for jobs. Oh, you're the perfect candidate, but you don't have enough experience. Some would hire me, but start me at a much lower rate than I would be able to take, because I wouldn't be able to support myself and pay rent and everything, so I couldn't take those. So there was nothing left. And so now I'm just not using my degree. But I hope one day I can use my degree, because music is my passion. I love it. I live and breathe it. And I want to use it for my career. So we'll see what happens. I'm still working on IT certification because I do enjoy IT. So if that became my career path instead of music, I'd be fine with it. I'd just be very sad that I'm paying on these loans, you know? But it's life. It happens. There's a bunch of people that go to college and then end up not using their degree. Like, I'm not alone in this endeavor, you know? Just keep trying. It's going to be okay one day. That's the goal, man. Let's see if... Oh, yeah, they're still playing. Okay. That's the goal. Okay, I go to sleep now. All right, Tom, you have a good night. Love you, Matt. Love you too, Tom. It's fun to see that you're still the Turtle. Yeah, bro. I'm still same old me. I just look different. A little bit fatter in the face. Have this horrible beard that I can't grow because I can't grow hair right here. But I just keep it as like the stubble. Slight goatee. Other than that, same old, you know. I ain't never changing. I like me. My friends like me. Long hair is good, like a rock star. It's cool, bro. Like, it's gonna look shorter than it actually is because it's wrapping around my head, but it's pretty long. That's a bit bold. No, it's not. I also like you. Thank you, bro. I like you too, bro. I love the long hair, honestly. Tolerate you is more like it. I don't know. Oh crap, I just closed out of my whole thing. There we go. I love the long hair. I don't think I can ever go back to short hair. Like, whenever I do cut my hair, and I will cut it at some point, I think I'm gonna get it like shoulder length. I do want to grow it out as long as I can until I'm finally tired with it, and then cut it at a good length to where I can actually donate it to someone. But I'm not donating it to Locks of Love because they actually charge people for their wigs, and I refuse to be part of that. I want whoever I donate my hair to actually give wigs out for free to people who need them, like cancer patients and stuff like that. I want it to go to a good cause, not something that takes money. Like Kurt Cobain. Yeah, like a shoulder-length haircut like Kurt Cobain. Well, here, same, doing car jobs, making minimum, but we're alive, so that's good. Dude, as long as you're alive, that's all that matters at this point, because most of us are struggling to make ends meet. Like, if I could actually be out on my own right now, I would. And, like, I technically could. But, like, I'd be struggling to make every end meet. Because with how much rent is and everything, I know what I make a month. And it's barely enough if I was to go get an apartment where I live. And, like, I know it's that way everywhere. Like, everyone with cost of living and everything, a lot of people are struggling. Some people aren't, you know, and that's great that they aren't. Like, I mean, I don't want to be here. I'm very independent. I want to be on my own. I don't want to live off someone else, you know? But right now, I'm just focused on paying off all my loans, being debt-free, because being in debt is a horrible thing. Unless you're a billionaire and being in debt can actually help you. But, I'm not a billionaire, so being in debt is bad for me. It's crazy, too, because, like, I've seen so many videos, like, where rich people say, like, oh, you need to use your debt to your advantage. Like, go into debt and do that so that way you can, like, use all this money here. I'm like, that would be great if I had that money you're talking about. Then we could talk, you know? Then I could actually do something. He's drawing droll every game. I'm struggling. This man's pulling the Bandit Keith. He's like, oh, look at that. Another 7 completed. That's crazy. Getting debt-free is the smartest thing you can do. Yeah, dude, for real. Like, I'm literally throwing every cent that I can spare into my debt. I've paid off one loan. I'm going to be paying off a second one very soon. Like, probably in a couple of months, it'll be paid off. Then I'll only have 4 loans left. They're all expensive. But it's doable. Getting rid of debt is probably the best financial decision you can do. Prioritizing getting rid of that stuff. Like, I'm quite literally thinking about getting a second job and just working 7 days a week. Just because I can. Granted, the second job would be something very low stress, low labor, that is just easy, and something I enjoy. Something that wouldn't feel like work to me. And even if it pays like $10, $11 an hour or something, which is like awful, it'd just be extra income, and it's just something that feels easy and feels natural to me, that doesn't feel like work, and I don't go home tired from. I wouldn't want to get something that's like hard and laborious as a second job on top of my first job, you know? Because why double down on the stress and the labor? Like, I would work at a card shop or a video game store. It's like something that doesn't pay much, but is fun to me. And even if it's like $8, $9, $10 an hour, so what? It's extra income on top of the first job, you know? Because, like, I can't live off $10 an hour. But I could do $10 an hour on top of the job I'm working right now that does $19 an hour, and I'm getting 36 hours a week on. You know, like, business decisions here. Because, like, realistically, the only time I really spend on myself is Friday, right? I go to the card shop, play some Yu-Gi-Oh!, hang out with the boys. Other than that, the only time I spend on myself is streaming, doing what we're doing right now, which I do after work. So, I mean, like, I get enough time to myself. Like, I could easily do this. Always the freaking money. Yeah, it sucks. It really does. This economy is awful, and everything's gone up. I hate it. Like, I'm making almost 20 an hour, which, like, 2015, 2016 was a lot. Now it's just like, oh, okay, you're making chump change. Like, I feel like 19 is, like, the minimum wage you need to, like, be happy, quote unquote. Because, like, it's not a lot, but it's comfortable. Now, is it comfortable enough to buy a house and all that? Absolutely not. But, like, it's enough to live on. And yet, some people are out there still making $7.25. This should not be a thing. F inflation. Yeah, like, I'm not even a socialist or anything, right? Like, I don't believe in socialist values. But I do believe that, like, where capitalism is at the moment sucks. And that's just this time frame. Like, 3 years down the road, it could be amazing, you know? Like, there's no telling. But, like, right now, it is not having it, you know? It is not a good time right now. Let's hope time will be better. And, like, it will. Like, everything will get better. It's just, like, how bad is it going to get before it gets better? That's my question. Because, like, let me put it this way for you guys, right? When I was 18, my parents, they sold the house I grew up in that they lived in. Like, it was the only house. Like, let me rephrase. The house I grew up in was the only house they had. Like, they're by no means rich or anything. But, like, they had multiple properties. They sold their house. And, they built a new house. The one that we're in right now. When they sold their house, I think it was, like, $60,000, $70,000. A couple of years later, they looked up the value of it. It was like $130,000. Like, yo, that's a huge jump. That's more than double. Now it's like $300,000, $400,000 if you look at the value of that house. And it's like not a special thing. It's just in a rinky-dinky neighborhood, like, which the turn to get into that neighborhood is awful because you can't see anything. Like, people have talked about putting a mirror up on the light post that's there. That way you can see people coming down the road because, like, you risk getting hit every time you leave the neighborhood. It was an awful place. Like, it's not on, like, lake property. It's not, like, at a river or anything. It's just a normal neighborhood. Yeah, it's like they sold it at 60, but now it's worth 300, 400K. Like, the housing market is just insane to me right now. Like, it has just gone up so much. Glad to see you're still streaming. Of course, man.
Here it is.
Can I say something and it not come off dickheadish?
Yeah.
What?
Hey, mute yourself again, Matt.
Okay. When I had the shiny pooch, it was like 5,000 encounters ago. It was a while back. What? He asked me to meet back up.
Invitation. Face-up monsters your opponent controls that were not summoned this turn become insect.
That card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
surgery with insect barrier.
So funny thing, I said, hey, I think this is how it works, but I want to double check. And him, Mikey, and I were all like, no, it doesn't work that way. Comes to find out, it works the way I said it did in the first place.
So
Is
when
it-
I initially read the card,
Mhm.
this turn, I was thinking it meant the turn this card was activated.
No, it is the turn
Yeah.
that they're.
Yeah, that's the active turn.
Which is originally what I had said, and
Oh,
him and
it's like
Mikey and I were like,
oh,
oh, well, maybe it is.
one of the best rules judges in the Southeast that isn't a head judge at regionals, and you guys are like, yeah, no, we won't ask him. That's fine. Yeah, we got real quiet, didn't we?
I mean, we were just talking in the moment.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but it actually does have a decent effect.
That's a decent effect when it's not that person's turn anymore.
Well, no, it's the once per turn. I can target 3 of my bench insects, shuffle them into the deck, and draw one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you already do that with Picoflania, though.
Yeah. Well, Picoflania does graveyard. This one does banished.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then
I don't know why, Matt. It's just every time I play Live Twin Sprite Runic, it's just so good. It's so good still.
these
Why-
are
Built
the
the deck
why not-
almost 2 years ago, Matt. Think about that.
Why don't you play that deck this format, then?
Because it's terrible.
But you just said it's so good.
But I know it works so seamlessly. Like it just goes together, and that just makes me so happy. But could you imagine me getting food roast?
Yeah, that's fair. You summon a lot of links.
Could you imagine an insect SP Little Knight?
If I got the other Molchamid and food roast, I'm like, okay, I'm passing turn. I'm activating fountain, and I am just passing turn. Have fun.
To be fair, there's
Yeah, Leslie, I
Right.
play Yu-Gi-Oh! On Fridays.
there's only I think one person at the shop that actually is using Furos, and that's Jared.
There's 2 people at my local shop using them, and I'm one of them.
These are the other 2 TCG exclusive insects we got. Supply Soldier of the Indestructible Insect. Earth, level 5.
Oh, Matt, we probably haven't talked. Have you seen my new tattoo, dog?
No, bro, let me pop over to Discord so I can see it.
It's
Looks nice.
probably getting finished this week.
Oh, that's dope.
I passed out while I got it. I didn't eat beforehand, and my blood sugar crashed, and I just. Bleh. Out of all my tattoos I have, which I probably have over 50 at this point, like I've never even felt slightly bad about it, and it wasn't even the pain. Which don't get me wrong, like in here and stuff hurt a lot, but it wasn't like, oh, okay, I need to tap out pain. And then all of a sudden I was sitting there, and then the tattoo artist was like slapping me in the face. He's like, "Come back, man! Come on, wake up!" I was like, "Oh, what happened? Why are you waking me up?" And then because I thought he was still tattooing me, I was like, "Why are you waking me up, man? Let me sleep." And I was like, "Wait, why am I asleep?"
Good lord.
And then I was like, "What happened?" And he goes, "You asked me if you could have your hand back," and I said, "Yeah." And you put it back, and you put it to your head, and you said, "Do I look pale?" And then I said, "Do you feel pale?" And then you lean forward, and so I got up and pushed you back in the chair. It was like, no, dude, if you lean forward, you'll pass out. And then I saw your eyes get really, really big, and then really, really small, and then you were out.
Good lord.
I was like, oh yeah, I probably need to eat. But that's the problem, like with my diet, I don't have any sugar in it, and I have very little carbs. So if I have a lot of adrenaline spikes in a short amount of time, it just burns through all my blood sugar, and then I just crash.
Yo, that's dope, Leslie. Pokemon cards are cool. That's my friends CJ and Jake. We're just all
up?
Yeah, that's crazy. I've never heard of that happening. That sounds like a Family Guy like cut or something.
I'm just passing out from getting a tattoo. People pass out from getting tattoos a lot. Most of it's pain reliant. Mine wasn't.
And like they legally have to stop tattooing you if you pass out, right?
No, they
Maybe
can't
that's-
tattoo you if they know that you're intoxicated or that you're on like a high grade blood thinner. When it comes to passing out, it's up to the artist and the client's discretion.
Gotcha.
Like he knew it was blood sugar because he's been my artist forever, and he knew it wasn't pain, so he just shoved like a bucket of Halloween candy at me and a Coke, and he's like, "Eat," so I can finish. Because at that point, the eyes weren't there, and there was some other stuff, and some of the lines have fallen out and stuff. I need to Those got to get redone, and then it's gonna be a full color thing, and like it goes down onto like my law tattoo. There's like a skull and crossbones like going across right there, and like a bunch of little wispy stuff.
Gotcha. I still need to plan my sleeves out. Like I know what I want on them.
Well,
but I
this
just don't have
one-
a design.
This one's getting finished. You haven't seen this tattoo. This is I covered up the Dale Earnhardt 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did that one a while ago, and then like a month or two ago.
Why'd you cover
And
it up?
then, because everybody thinks it's a Dale Earnhardt 3, and it's not a Dale Earnhardt 3. It was a 3 from my best friend who died of bone cancer when we were 16. But living in the South, everyone sees it and they're like, "Do it for Dale," and I was like, "No, that's for my best friend Kenny."
Good
Thank
lord.
you.
Rest in
So,
peace.
yeah, for sure. It's gonna be a bunch of like older, like 1930s-esque animation stuff up there, going back into my American traditional, and then my left side is probably just gonna be a bunch of like flowers and stuff, and
Alright.
then right here and right here are gonna be the Moki Mokis.
Oh, you're getting the Moki Mokis?
I'm getting the Moki Mokis, the chill one and the angry one.
Dude, I want to get that hand tattoo I've seen a lot of people do, where like it's the swords are revealing light and like the swords are pointing down towards your fingers. They go like outwards. And I think, yeah.
It's
I want to
wild.
get that.
It's just, ugh.
Do I have any tattoos?
Oh.
No, I have the one because I'm broke. If I had money and wasn't in debt, I would be covered, bro.
When you were talking about like financial stuff earlier, and I was like, dude, do you know how much money I could have if I didn't play TCGs and get tattoos?
Dude, you know how much money I could have if I wasn't in debt and didn't play TCGs and wasn't a musician?
Oh, yeah, right?
Oh, dude.
My sleeves finally came in from Man and Moon, the JoJo ones.
Oh, yeah?
I ordered like a year and a half ago.
Mine did as well. Yeah.
That seems to be a common thing. They take like a year to like ship.
Well,
you stuff.
she got like backed up with like a lot of their shippers and stuff.
Yeah.
Big deal.
But these finally came in.
Very nice. I need to put together Ojamas with that idea I had. I want to see if I can make it work.
What idea?
The super heavy stuff.
Oh,
Using
okay.
it, Rev Synchron into AFD, Therion, Discoliseum. It's like kind of difficult, and you use Snake Eyes stuff too. It's
Yeah.
wild.
It is-
No. You use them only as extenders and bodies.
Ew.
I mean, it sounds not really like so convoluted, but like
It's a little convoluted.
it sounds
It's a little
very.
convoluted.
This isn't the right word, but it sounds thick.
It's okay.
Like there's
Yes,
a lot. There's
yes.
a lot of stuff.
It's a 60 card Ojama deck. How am I not gonna play it, bro? Like what? You're gonna show me a 60 card Ojama deck and say I'm not gonna play that? Like what? I am in there.
Jake,
Yo,
Do
what's
you
up, Z?
need- Memento, do you need this for
What is
Oh.
it?
Memento and Acheron?
Oh, the new guy.
Maybe. I definitely need the Goblin Biker thing.
Which one?
It's the one that searches Goblin cards because it can actually search
Oh.
the guy.
And we know that new Goblin Biker card and Suda is not gonna be named what it is named
Why is that?
because it's got a curse word in it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Actually, I have the.
They might change it to Kick Butt Goblin Bikers or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's the
Mm.
OCG name is Kick-Ass Goblin Bikers.
Yeah, they're not
That's
gonna
so
name
sick.
it that.
Let them have it. That is
Yeah.
awesome.
I agree. I think it
Yeah.
should be, but like they're not going to because good old
Yeah, they're
American
not.
censorship.
Yeah.
The
they're
Goblin Biker card in Rage was called, what was it? Badass Goblin Bikers, but they renamed it to Goblin Bikers Gone Wild.
Yeah.
not- I kind of like that one a little more. I'm not gonna lie to you.
If
Goblin
you know,
Bikers
you
Gone
know.
Wild.
If you know, you know.
Gone wild. Let me find my my Mythoclon deck. That probably needs to be updated.
What's up, Z?
To infinity and back.
Well, there's only been one more card released from Momenton since
Well,
info.
there's a new version which I guess after they banned Lacrima, people dropped the Fiendsmith engine. which my pockets were very happy to hear.
Oh, I want you guys' take on this. One of my viewers on my stream said, I know I'm gonna sound like a boomer, but I miss older Yu-Gi-Oh, but I also see why people like new Yu-Gi-Oh.
Wait, what? Run that back again?
They said, I know I'm gonna sound like a boomer, but I miss older Yu-Gi-Oh, but I also see why people like new Yu-Gi-Oh.
Old Yu-Gi-Oh is a different game. I love older formats, and I have been an older format stan for a while. It's just a completely different game.
Before we make any, like, substantial comments on this, Z, what do you define as older Yu-Gi-Oh? Are you talking, like, Zexal area? Are you talking, like, DM, like, original Yu-Gi-Oh when it came out era? Like, where are we, like, drawing the line at older?
It's Go. It's Go. We know it's Go. He's talking about Go.
I'm pretty sure he's talking about Go, but, like, it could be something else. Because, like...
He's talking about Go.
He says, I don't mean super old Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm talking about, like, XC's era Yu-Gi-Oh!
XC's era Yu-Gi-Oh! In my opinion was terrible.
It was, like... Because that's, like, 2012. Roughly.
Yes. Yeah. 2011, 2012. Like, Tengu format.
Yeah.
Tengu was the first format to actually have XC's in it.
I found two
the issue
of the...
with XC's formats is that it just became like a tour guide spam, in my opinion. And tour guides were like $800 for a playset. And that was not okay.
Oh, here's a funny question. So Leslie says, so new is better? Question mark.
No.
I mean, it kind of depends on how you're looking at better.
Okay. So card design and having a deck flow and not just have these weird instances where your deck is just not going to work because you didn't draw said card, that doesn't happen in New Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks are more seamless and they flow together, and that's cool. But the power scaling of the new decks is really rough. Me and Matt have talked about it a lot, where it seems like there's two different design teams that design cards, and one of them is like super hyper competitive focused, and the other one just is like, hey, this will be cool, we should do this. And they don't ever coordinate with each other. They just don't talk to each other. They work on opposite sides of the office.
I'm just convinced that one of those teams is the actual design team, and then the other one is Tim from accounting who sneaks in at night to throw in some ideas. And they're like, oh, when did we come up with this? I guess that's legit. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, it's like, who ordered Ancient Gear support? I mean, I guess.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, so speaking of, right, while we were on the topic of it, whoever made the stuff from Legacy of Destruction and made Statue are different people than who made Ancient Gear Dragon. Ancient Gear Dragon is awful.
Tim went crazy on that one.
Jake, you coming tomorrow, right?
If I don't have work, I will be.
Because I found one Union Pilot, in case you want to try it, and then two Momental and Acheron. I think you only run one, but I'm going to give you two.
Z says, I legit, someone got bricked because they didn't draw the card they needed with the current meta. I mean...
So bricking is very difficult to do. If you're bricking nowadays, it's because your deck plays an obscene amount of out-of-engine cards, and those out-of-engine cards are super strong. If you bricked in, like, say, GOAT format, or even, like, Tengu format, which is an Xyz format and stuff, it's because you just drew a bunch of stuff you can't summon. Every card in your deck now is going to be a playable card. Not saying it's going to be a great card, but it will be a playable card. I mean, Ash even has 2k defense, so.
Oh, by the way, since we're kind of having like a little podcast-esque mock-up thing here, I was actually thinking about committing to the podcast idea again, but I'm thinking about just like setting up.
Do it and it not actually come to fruition again because we recorded a 2-hour video.
Well, no, what I'm planning on doing this go around is something on this channel that I'm on right now, like where I want to like live stream something. That way, like when we talk about it, it is live in the moment.
He said, I don't think I've seen someone bricking GOAT. You put on my screen right now, I'm about to show him a bricking GOAT.
It happens. It happens a lot, dude. Like
Subway,
Jake was
Subway
just...
Surfer my screen right now. I'm about to show some bricks in Goat.
Like Jake was talking about, it's entirely true. Like with the modern Yu-Gi-Oh metagame right now, or even like if you're playing Rogue, or even all the way down to casual, right? Like there are so many cards that like, hey, you do this to go into this. This now goes into this. Then that thing goes into this. And then bada bing, bada boom, you have an M board. But like back in the day, it's like, oh no, they have the one card that stops me. I literally have to heart of the cards this and draw what I need, or I lose the game. And then you draw like Karibo or something. Like something random. Obviously, Goat is not Karibo. Like Goat was more like chaos stuff, I believe.
I'll have my Goat deck here. So I drew Tsukiyomi, Moth, Chaos Sorcerer, DD Warrior Lady, Knock. And then my draw for turn is TD. So with this, you could obviously TD, get three in the grave because it's a fail to find. But out of this, the only thing that you could possibly play turn 1 would be DD Warrior Lady, because you're not going to want to set your Moth without a target. And if you Tsukiyomi will set itself. And that's just not great.
Right.
So you could set Warrior Lady, which is fine, until they swing into it with, I don't know, a Breaker or a Blade Knight or something that isn't worth banishing, and then you lose your only removal in this hand. And your next draw is Torrential Tribute. So that isn't a brick, but that is not actively winning you the game early. And with Goat is all about resource management. And so in that case, I'm taking like the only surefire way to get rid of a Chaos Sorcerer or a BLS early. I'm taking it away entirely.
Have you seen this video? I think it's MSTTV that does it. It might be someone else. But like, it's this duel that's happening, and the guy's like, "Ah, man, I just drew this such a bricky hand. It's so bad." It's like, "Oh, come on, man, do the best you can. It's fine, whatever." It's like, yeah, sure. Normal summon Mirror Sword Knight. He's like, "What do you mean you brick? That's literally full combo." And he's like, "Yeah, but like you'll probably ash me or something, right?" He's like, "Yeah, I've got ash." He's like, "See, you bricked me." He's like, "What do you mean you bricked me?" It's like, I had interruption. That's all it was.
So this next hand I drew was Regan Destruction, Chaos Sork, Sakuretsu, Dekoichi, TD. And then draw for turn was another Dekoichi. So this isn't a brick hand because you can get... This isn't what I would consider a brick. Which in Goat, it's hard to determine a brick because you don't lose in one turn, which is nice.
Z said something interesting because he said because in Pokemon TCG when you mulligan, the opponent may draw a card for each mulligan. See, that's the thing. Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have a mulligan because if it did, it'd be crazy.
The mulligan in Pokemon can suck too. So like Mike, the Pokemon professor at the shop, he did like a professor's challenge, and I was like, I will build a Pokemon deck just to beat you, just because you're you. And I built Miraidon, and he was playing Roaring Moon. Well, my opening hand had one basic in it, and it was a 60 HP or a 40 HP Mareep, which is kind of like a engine piece. It's not like a monster that you're gonna fight with. And I had to keep that hand because of the Mareep. I had to put the Mareep in my active. He had enough energy or a way to Roaring Moon has like an insta KO move. So he just insta KO'd me and won the game because I didn't have any bench Pokemon. So in this, you'd set Dekoichi, set Saku. I went and set Ring. They flip Dekoichi, you get a draw. I drew in a Graceful Charity because we're goated. I draw a Mirror first for turn. We're going to Graceful, draw 3. 1, 2, 3. We drew into Spy, Knock, Call. We're gonna discard probably Call, and if they destroy the Dekoichi, we'll discard the other Dekoichi, because then this turn we can set Gravekeeper Spy and summon Chaos Sork by banishing.
Here's an interesting in-depth question for you, Jake, and I gotta like lay out a little bit of scenery here for you for the question. So allow me, please, to finish everything before you
Okay.
answer because it's a little bit lengthy. I just want to make sure I explain everything. I saw a video where a guy was talking the history of card design for Yu-Gi-Oh! And why the Mulcharmies are like what they are and where they are. So he was basically saying, like, if you think about it, we had first in like LOB mass board wipes and destruction, right? Like Raigeki Dark Hole. Then Metal Raiders, they introduced negation into the game, and you can substitute that destruction for other things. Well, then they have to create something stronger than that negation to make the metagame progress, so they do that. And then they have something stronger than that, and then something stronger than that. So like back and forth between like negation, board break, negation, board break, going first, going second, going first, going second. And he was basically saying like the byproduct of this in the current metagame is the Mulcharmies, because like going first has so much advantage in the game to where like if you just set up enough negates, you win. That's all it is. You set up enough stuff to keep your opponent from playing the game. Which has been the point of the game for a while, is keep the opponent from playing the game, play through their defenses, win the game. And he was basically saying, I am not personally sure if the Mulcharmies are the right decision here for what should be happening. However, I am sure that the power of these cards is what Konami feels like is necessary to counter the going first strategies. In which case, the next thing in this little pattern would be another going first card to be stronger than the Mulcharmies. So he was basically asking his comment section, and I forget what this video is called or where it is. It was like weeks ago that I watched this. But he was basically asking his comment section, what do you think of the Mulcharmies in card design? And do you think they're the proper response to give going second strategies a better chance at playing the game, rather than like, oh no, I lost the dice roll, I have to open specific board breakers to even try to play the game. So like, what do you personally think on that, I guess, idea and design of cards throughout the game's history? Because it is a pattern that is noticeable and traceable all the way back to LOB. But it seems like Konami's kind of all over the place. Like, sometimes they make going first stuff that is way too powerful, or they'll make a going second board breaker that's just, like, insane and everyone freaks out and it's, like, ridiculously expensive, then just falls off.
I think that the basis of that argument is flawed, as board destruction existed because there weren't a lot of effect monsters in LOB.
That's right.
And then Metal Raiders really went in on the effect monsters. So if you had negation in LOB, what would it negate? A Blue Eyes? A Summon Skull?
Right.
I think that once effect monsters became a thing, obviously effect negation became a thing with judgments. Well, not even judgment, because judgment can't do effects, but skill drain, right? Came out in Metal Raiders. So that has always been a thing, and they've been hand in hand. Same thing with draw power. Obviously, starter decks had Graceful Charity, and then LOB had Pot of Greed, and then Jar of Greed, and all of these things were very integral in the beginning of the game. The Koichi. So I think the fact that the Mulcharmies prop up a going second version of playing the game is a byproduct of them trying to limit the power of it. So you make it to where it's dead going first, so you can't set up a board and then get to touch cards, because that's unfair.
Right.
So if you main deck it and you draw it, you have a dead card in your hand that is useless outside of a discard outlet. I also think that they just didn't want. I mean, they hit Maxi.
Have a good one, Leslie. Sorry, keep going.
They've limited semi-limited Maxi in Japan, right? After Furos came out,
Yeah.
because they didn't want people playing 9 copies of it, and people will. So, granted, semi-limiting Maxi at this point doesn't do anything. I think the card design was intentional. I think that they've been making a lot of cards to make going second better. Fenrir is just a splashable engine that finds itself and can break boards. And Fenrir has a ridiculously strong effect to be a built-in summon. Its only downside is that it targets, but there's not a lot of targeting protection in the game currently.
Right.
That is popular. A format is defined by the decks. If hand traps can stop the deck, then or the best deck in the format, or the best 2 decks in the format. So say like the format we really started playing in, the first Nats after COVID. So you have Branded and Sword Soul being the top decks, with Sky Striker sprinkled in and some adventure package stuff, all that.
And then there's some
Those
popular anti-meta in like Eldritch Control and other things like that.
Yeah. Which that's a great podcast topic if you ever want to talk about it, is what COVID actually took from Yu-Gi-Oh! And you took away an Adamancipator winning a YCS.
Okay, for real, like, if you're available, like, before we continue here,
Yeah.
let's see. It is the 18th right now, because it's technically Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. I could do it anytime. Like, I could just stream that instead of this, and we just come up with some questions and just stream until we run out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah. Secret Slayers was the set that Adamancipators.
Oh, it's so long ago.
Yeah, Adamancipators, Rika, and Eldritch all came out in. All 3 of those decks have had great competitive showing, and 2 of them have won YCSs with Rika and Eldritch. If COVID hadn't have happened, Adamancipators with Block Dragon definitely would have won a YCS, but that got taken away by COVID. But those decks. Before
we stray too far, and go back to saying what you were saying, if you were already going this direction anyways, we can both kind of agree that both Perulia and Fulos, like, standing alone by themselves in a vacuum, are healthier than Max C, correct?
They're healthier than Max C? Absolutely.
Okay, so transferring from that to this, I don't know if you were going this direction with what you were saying. Do you think the Mulcharmies by card design are okay for the game? Because, like you said, if you draw them while you're going first, they're absolute dead cards.
I don't like Yu-Gi-Oh players touching cards. It is not inherently good for our game. Right. Every card that has allowed you to instantly benefit off of it and touch cards has been limited or banned at one point. Graceful Charity, Pot of Greed, Chicken Game.
Which Chicken Game just recently came off the list, and Pot of Greed and Graceful are still there.
It's at 1.
Yeah.
Jar of Greed was never touched because you don't get an instant benefit from it. Furos and Perulia both give you a benefit from it immediately after activating it that turn. I don't think that's healthy. Same thing with Maxi. I don't think Maxi's healthy. There's a lot of people that have this idea that Maxi curbs combo decks and everything, and what we're seeing now with exactly, a lot of Magic players don't like decks that draw a lot. So like those decks are inherently seen as control decks or decks that don't allow other people to play the game, and that goes against the ethos that Magic usually has, especially in like a commander type of deal, but more so in like standard and legacy formats. So with those cards that allow you to draw so many cards in Yu-Gi-Oh, where Yu-Gi-Oh is built off of the principle that a mulligan will never exist.
Right.
So card design, your deck count, the card minimums, like searching or tutoring, those things are very important in other games. But with
and we also have to remember, I'm sorry for cutting you off real quick, we also have to remember, just to add on to what you're saying, kind of piggybacking, that Yu-Gi-Oh by design back in the day never had a resource system, because for the most part when LOB came out, every monster was normal monsters. There was like 6 effect monsters. One of them was Exodia's head, but there was no reason for a resource system, really.
No, we were just gonna play vanillas and tribute. The vanillas were the resource for the vanillas. You were supposed to tribute summon or fusion summon into other vanillas.
So going forward from that, it's like, oh crap, the resource we had is now no longer being played. There is no resource system. Let's go crazy. So that kind of plays into the current game.
You look at the design of how Yu-Gi-Oh!
Appreciate you, Brickmaker.
Yep. Sorry. The design of how it was even conceived as a card game. Yu-Gi-Oh! Wasn't supposed to make it past season 1. That's why in season 1.5 they created Dungeon Duel Monsters and they started producing product for it. What changed the scope of how the game was going? Because Konami saw it, Pokemon's success in the trading card game, and they were like, we should just make a trading card game. What they realized halfway through like the production of season 1, because there weren't any rules, how the game was actually going to be played is vastly different than what we have shown in the show, and we've already written this whole season, so we got to keep doing it. Was you need to have an audience for this thing before you create a card game to support it, which was also why there's season 0 of the manga that was much darker, and it was completely different.
Not to mention, a lot of season 1 Yu-Gi-Oh was just Yugi saying like, "No, actually, I do have the house."
And I'm gonna play this normal spell on your turn.
Like how whenever he's playing Weevil at the beginning of Duelist Kingdom, and he's like, "Actually, your moth, his wings are wet, so his scales don't work anymore. All right."
Exactly.
And now I'm gonna hit it with Summon Skull's lightning attack, so it combusts, and you lose the duel.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this thing and burn your field. So there's a lot of that shenanigans in it, and I guess what I was getting at is the cards that counter the Molchummies that have already existed. So you have Ash, you have Called By, you have Cross Out, you have Shifter, right?
Yeah.
Which...
Well, you can still do Molcharmy under Shifter, can't you? Because it just says discard this card.
Oh, does it? Okay, never mind then. But that doesn't. But it does stop Maxi.
Right, because Maxi has to go to grave,
but
right?
Molchummy is a turn 0 card. Every Molchummy card is designed to be a turn 0 card.
Right.
So inherently it's a going second thing. Those cards are pretty prevalent in play, as we're seeing. I think Cross Out should be limited and Called By should be it too. Cross Out is basically imperm for the mirror match.
Right.
As well as countering all these hand traps. There are some decks that just can't play around giving your opponent that much card advantage. The way cards are designed, like I'm just looking at a random 3 of from one of the probably top decks right now, like top 5, because I mean top deck is kind of weird because the format just started, but it's destroy 1 memento monster in your hand or face up field. Take 1 from deck with a different name, either add it to your hand or special summon in defense. And then if this card's in grave, you can target a memento you control, it gives piercing. So just this 1 card, so this is a 1.5 card combo that can immediately start your entire combo off, because you can use it to pop something in your hand that you need engrave anyway, summon out a 1 card searcher or 1 card starter, and then the card you popped engrave is going to have an effect. And as an added bonus, if this thing's in your graveyard, you can just give something piercing, and that's just a nice little thing. This is just 1 of a card of a deck that can immediately combo off into another piece that does another piece, and then another piece, and then something that does 2 pieces. The consistency in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is higher than any other card game in the history of the world. I play the 1-piece card game at a fairly high competitive level. There's 1 card in the entire game that can search your entire deck for a card. And it is so terrible. People do not use it. Everything else just scries 5. You just scry 5 and hope you find something. And the deck size over there is 10 more than it is in Yu-Gi-Oh! The minimum, which there's 1 piece is locked at a 50 card deck. Obviously Yu-Gi-Oh! Is 40-60, so it's a little different. But the consistency is too much to allow players to just draw cards. And right now the decks that are seeing a lot of play are playing somewhere between 12 and 18 non-engine cards, whether that be a secondary engine or board breakers or stun pieces, or in like in Magic they call them stacks. Stacks pieces, or hand traps. And hand traps are 1-for-1 interruptions. Sometimes they're lingering floodgates like Joel, Shifter, those things that are much more stronger. But their ability to play all of those is just insane. Shiny right now, let's see.
Nothing. The only shiny from this hunt I've gotten was that Poochyena that I couldn't catch because it's tutorial.
Yeah. I will say that a format is dependent on what the best decks in the room get countered by. And like the format we were talking about, that was Branded Sword Soul, Sky Striker, Adventure. All of those decks died really hard to one hand trap. If you Ash Branded Fusion, they were done. If you Impermed or Effect Veilered Moye, their turn was done. If you Drolled or Shiftered Sky Striker, they were done. And all of those hand traps also worked against the Adventure engine.
And also at the same time, remember, because those hand traps were so impactful, you could you also ran a lot less hand traps back in those days. Now we're running like 15, 18 hand traps just because it takes that much to stop all the decks.
It takes that many. So that's what I was getting into with if you're getting into the hand traps versus board breaker, it's what best fits your deck. There's a lot of decks in the format that can't OTK.
Yeah.
So they don't need to run board breakers, because what happens if they break your board and you can just rebuild it, and there's a lot of recursion that's around right now. So they're going to run hand traps if that doesn't fit their game plan. But realistically, if your deck has the ability to OTK, I think you should always run board breakers and just let them go off. You run Nib, you run Evenly, you run Dark Rulers, you do whatever.
I mean, look at my deck, for example. I'm an OTK deck, like, to its core, and the only hand traps I run are Nib and Droll. Droll mainly for cross out, but also because Droll kind of go crazy right now. But, like, that's it. Yeah. Like, I just run Nib, essentially.
Droll doesn't even stop it.
I will say, like, straight up, because, like, I'm not afraid to admit that I don't know this. I have no idea if the Mulcharmies, like, in and of themselves were a mistake for the game, or if they were something that's needed right now.
I think
However,
I
do think they do a lot for going second strategies, which is a good thing. I'm just not sure if that is the correct thing, is what I'm saying.
I think everybody, so like a big debate we always had before events is this a board breaker format or is this a hand trap format? And if you call it right, you can win the entire event. You call it wrong, you get just bagged all event. I think people are looking at it from the perspective of they're playing Yubel, they're playing Snake Eyes, they're playing Memento. And if I have the Mulchummies and I'm going second, it can draw me into more hand traps, realizing it takes 2 to 3 very well-timed interactions with those hand traps to beat their own deck. And if they would just play board breakers, they could do it anyway.
I will say, because like you and I haven't dueled in a while, but I put Ultimate Slayers in my deck. And I gotta say, for a deck that does OTK, Slayer is insane right now.
Yeah, because you can just send stuff off board.
Like, I had a Yubel player at Locals not too long ago that essentially said in a polite way, hey man, good luck breaking this board. He had like Wave High King Caesar, Phantom of Yubel, Nightmare Pain, the generic stuff. I opened 2 Ultimate Slayers, shuffled the Phantom of Yubel back into the deck, and then used Intis to pop Pain, and then used the second Slayer to shuffle Wave King into the deck, and then negated one of his Yubel monsters. I was like, cool, activate Ancient Gear Fortress, normal summon Wyvern. He's like, what does that do? I was like, you about to find out. He did not win. It's insane. And of course, that's dependent on me drawing both Slayers there in that moment, you know, but like, it's just such a good board breaker for me because I can afford to run those extra 4 extra deck slots, and it's not once per turn. Like, I don't like hand traps in my deck, and like that's also dependent on the deck. Like, Tenpai is a going second deck to OTKs, but they love playing hand traps because their engine is so freaking small they can afford to do that. Yep. But it's weird to me because they don't run that many board breakers, even though they're a going second deck. Like, they'll occasionally run like Raigeki or something, or they'll run Duster, but I usually see them running like a bunch of other stuff, like Ash, Droll, Shifter, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if the Mulcharmies are a mistake. I'm gonna continue playing Fuulos because it's been working for me, but it kind of works for everybody. I mean, it's just one of those cards. You get immediate benefit, like you said. And I do think at some point they are going to ban Fuelos just because it's too good. I just don't know when that's going to be. I think it's going to be a while. I think it's going to be around for a bit. They're going to get as much money as they can off people buying raids to try and pull it. But I do think it's going to go at some point, because I think it's too close to Max C.
Yeah.
Now, here's a hypothetical for you, Jake. If they do make the third Molcharmy and it lets you summon whenever they summon something from grave or banishment, do you think Fuelos...
I was going to be summoned from Spell or Trap. I was going to be like,
No, if it...
Crystal Beast Players in shambles.
If they make one for grave and banishment, do you think Fuelos objectively would be more powerful, or the grave banishment? I know that's a format-dependent question.
It'd be Furos, always, because... Furos would always, is in a format where something summons from grave or banishment, that only is like one deck specific. Furos hits every deck.
Yeah. Which I agree. Oh, Turtle, you're going to feel old. XCs came out like 2011. Yeah, that's what we were saying earlier, like 2011, 2012. Because I know the Synchro era started in late 2008. I believe it was September. It was like a... Say starter deck thing. What's up, Dick? What's up?
I think it's time to go back to school.
What do you mean?
I think it's time to go back to school.
What do you mean?
Dungeon Duel.
Dungeon Duel monsters? They add a new campaign?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying we could Dungeon Duel monsters it, dog.
Yeah.
Me and you. Let's see if they did add more campaigns. So where's it at?
So did CJ show you the packs for the Maze of the Masters thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really excited about that Anubis looking guy, man.
I really don't believe that I don't believe that it's off.
First Synchro monster was X Saber Souza. That's actually incorrect. The first XC's monsters, there were 3. They came out in the Say whatever starter deck thing. It was Junk Warrior, Colossal Fighter, and what was it?
Colossal Fighter was like a super first one.
Yeah, it was like Junk Warrior, Colossal Fighter, and there was like a Synchron monster. I forget what it's called off the top of my head. I don't even remember when X Saber Souza came out.
One?
The Rush Duel what?
They have a Rush Duel campaign now.
Oh, that's dope.
I want to play Rush Duel so bad.
That's gonna bother me now. I gotta look at that. I'm gonna look at my binder. Let me delve into the archives. I gotta know what that third one was. The first 3 Synchro monsters of the game.
Oh, you still have them?
Junk Warrior. Oh, it wasn't a Synchron. It was Junk Warrior, Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth, and Colossal Fighter.
Well, okay, which is hilarious because one of the first
I
links...
don't have my headphones on. I can't hear you. All right, I'm back.
One of the first links was also a Gaia monster. But what was I about to say? I mean, technically, Junk Synchro is a Synchron.
True.
But whatever.
Who's sending me a Snapchat?
Junk Warrior is a Synchron. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I went ahead and ordered another Fusion Binder and Synchro Binder because I have 2 slots left in my Fusion Binder, which means I'm not going to be able to fit all the fusions from Crossover Breakers in it. So, I'm going to figure out what set Fusion started in, which is LOB, because Gaia, and I'm going to figure out what the last set was, which would have been this one, Rage of the Abyss. And I'm just going to put Fusion Monster, LOB through Rhoda, and slap it on that binder. And the next one will be whatever the set code for Crossover Breakers is. And it's probably going to be the last Fusion binder, because I doubt I can fit all the fusion monsters they make after that into another binder unless they start pumping out fusions like clockwork. You want to know a little fun fact?
Sure.
Xyz monsters actually have more monsters or more cards than any other summoning mechanic that is in the extra deck.
Oh, I believe it.
If you go on EDO, it'll have less than, if you're not counting alt arts, less than the number that would fit in a binder, except for Xyz. It's over 500 something. So I have to buy 2 Xyz binders to fit every Xyz monster. Which, I'm not there yet. I'm in 2009. Xyz came out in 2011, so I've got 2 more years. But I'm flying through these years because I'm buying everything that's $10 or less. So I'm buying like 3 sets of cards at a time, basically. So, in a nutshell, every month I'm buying basically 3 months of Yu-Gi-Oh! Product. What's crazy to me is my collection as it sits right now is worth about $4,000, according to the TCG average. And just one LOB Blue Eyes first edition would just double that. Because LOB first ad's for like 4K.
I don't know if it was a LOB first ed that I had, but I had a first ed. I don't remember which one it was.
Do you remember the artwork on it? Was it like the anime art? Was it the one where he's got like his neck kind of all curled up?
Oh yeah. No. It was the good one, the one I like.
The one from the anime?
Is it from the anime? It might be from the anime.
The one that we saw Kaiba use?
Yes.
It looks like he's had like pressed up against a mirror, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah, that was probably a first ed started at Kaiba.
Yeah, not the ugly one.
Yeah,
where it's coming out of the tablet.
Yeah, that one was the first artwork of the TCG, at least. Wait, are you talking about the set only for the Fusion collection? Because there was technically something that came out in March 1999 for a theatrical release of Starter Box of Fusions. No, so I'm only doing TCG. The TCG did not get any cards until late September of 2002. Anything before that is OCG, because that was the first thing we got in America. I have binders on my shelf, so I'm collecting every card in the game for the TCG ever printed in Near Mint First Ed, excluding video game promos and championship prize cards. The video game promos are actually doable. I just want to do a separate binder for those. But the championship prize cards are like $30,000-$40,000 a piece, depending on which one you're looking at. So I'm just skipping those and getting them when they actually released in sets. But in order to do that and save the most physical space in the room possible, I'm not going like literally cards 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the set and doing that in a binder. I'm going by actual card type. So I have binders specifically for fusion monsters, specifically for synchro, specifically for Link. And like I'm doing it that way. They are in chronological order of the game, but it's just by card type, and that way I save so much space. Because, like, to put it in perspective for you here, right? If I was...
Has 120 cards?
On average, yeah, like 120. So, a binder has, like, 480 slots in it on average for, like, a normal-sized binder. So, I'm fitting, like, what, 3, maybe 4 sets in one binder? However, doing that for normal monsters, I was able to fit the first set in the game in 2002 all the way up to 2020. Just to show you how far that goes. Now, for some card types, like effect monsters, I don't have that privilege. Like, it'll go, like, 2 years maybe 3, and then it fills up, and I have to get another one, and then another one, and then another. You just keep going. But I save so much space in the room by doing it that way versus making it look pretty.
We gotta give the people what they want.
What's that?
Gotta go back to school.
Well, right now, what I want to do is end this stream and go to bed because it's 2 in the morning. But we will play some more Dungeon Duel Monsters
Man,
at some
we're
point.
going to school. Going to school.
Well, I will catch you guys later. Probably tomorrow. I don't know when I'm going to be live next, but probably tomorrow.
Oh, they made it to where it's not played.